It's Julia, and today I'm going to be doing a fitness and health and everything update that you guys have been asking for, and a lot has actually changed for me on a weight loss or fitness level. Some of you guys might know this. I posted about this on my blog. Back in August, I had an injury I suffered an injury to my spine that took me out of commission completely for about 3 months. It was awful. So I actually was rushed to the ER. If like the ambulance has to come and get you, the paramedics ask you what's your pain level from a scale of 0 or 1 to 10. And mine was definitely 10. Like, it was unbearable. I had a spinal cord injury. And basically, I was in the hospital for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days or something like that, and getting that all checked out and handled and everything. And then finally I was remitted from the hospital. I could go home, but I couldn't really do anything for a few weeks. I was pretty much in bed, lying down 24/7, just watching TV, reading books, surfing on the internet. It was so boring. Like, it's so frustrating when that's all you can do is like lie in bed all day. You can't do any of your normal activities. I couldn't work. I couldn't, you know, I couldn't make dinner for myself. Then obviously I started physiotherapy a few weeks ago, and I've been obviously going back and forth to a specialist, my spinal cord doctor, and yeah, now I'm doing physiotherapy twice a week. So I'm seeing my therapist and having to do physiotherapy kind of fitness. So I obviously was like pretty depressed at that time because, well, not super depressed, but it was kind of pulling me down because you feel like so immobilized. You can't do any of your normal activities, and you just don't feel great about yourself. And I just, in that period of time, I was really trying to watch what I was eating because I didn't want to gain like 10 kilograms or something. You know, I didn't want to gain a bunch of weight because I couldn't do anything. I could barely move around. I couldn't even go on walks around my neighborhood because it was so much pain. Gaining a little bit of weight, but not dramatic amount, like maybe a few kilograms, but I was trying to, you know, watch what I was eating a lot more. And obviously in those 3 months I wasn't doing any exercise, so my fitness level did go down, because before that I'd been doing the summer fit videos, as you guys might have noticed on my other channel, and I was really exercising regularly, and I was in great shape in the summer. And then 3 months break, it's crazy how fast your your muscle definition goes away, and not completely, but it definitely went down for me. Now I'm still seeing my physiotherapist, and I asked him, like, can I start doing some sports again? Can I start exercising? And he said yes. Like, he gave me the green light, but he just told me to do low impact stuff. So before I was doing running, I was, you know, going running a lot. I was also doing those fitness DVDs, like I was doing Insanity, and I started T25, and those are all super high impact because you're just jumping around. And so all that was suddenly out. So I was like, oh great, what the heck now? What am I gonna do? So I actually joined a gym, which was surprising because I was always not against gyms like in general, but just for me personally, it wasn't what I wanted, because I wanted to do exercising outside. I wanted to go in the fresh air. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna join a gym that has an indoor pool. So I did that, and I've got a membership now for a year, and I met with a personal trainer there, and she set me up on like a customized routine. I told her, you know, everything that happened to me, like what kind of injury I have, and so we came up with a routine together that's really good for what I'm trying to do, and also is not going to be making the pain any worse, obviously, because that's my #1 priority now, is getting back on track with my back. But that can actually take like 1.5 years to fully heal. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing weightlifting. I'm doing this whole like routine that's really toning the overall body, so working on a lot on the upper arm, shoulder and back area, but not like my spinal you know, just really being careful with what I'm doing. So doing a lot of like arms and shoulders and stuff, because I do feel like I don't like my arms, and I don't think it's gonna get any better just by doing cardio. Obviously, weightlifting is really great for toning and firming up, and that's really what I wanna do at this point, because I think I've reached like the fitness level that I'm really happy with. When I was in the hospital, they kept saying, oh, you know, like, you have a really low pulse rate. Are you sure you're feeling fine? I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine. And then what my general practitioner doctor told me is that I actually have an athletic pulse rate now. So it means if you're an athlete, or like people who do sports a lot, your pulse rate actually, like your resting heart rate goes down, because your heart doesn't have to work as hard anymore to get blood and oxygen throughout your body. Anyway, so mine is like below the norm, so that's great. So from a fitness level, I'm still doing fine, but I noticed like I want to get more toned. I want a bit more definition, especially to my arms, and like my legs are okay. Maybe my butt could use a little bit more, you know? So what I do is I do about an hour of weights. I have this whole routine where I go on different machines, and that takes me about 50 minutes to complete, because I do 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps. So that takes me a while to complete, and you know, the warm-up phase where you're just warming up. And then after that, I go swimming. So that's kind of my endurance. My cardio is now swimming. So I do front crawl or like back crawl or something like that for about 30 minutes in the pool. And it is so great, because you're like working hard. I'm just like breathing really hard when I get to the end of the lane, and I'm just doing lane after lane, but you don't really feel hot and sweaty, obviously, because you're in the water, which is cool, and you know, the sweat just like washes away. And obviously it's really good for your joints. If you have any kind of injury, like back injury, knee injury, or whatever, swimming is such a great way to do fitness, because there's no impact whatsoever, and it also works your muscles, because you're working against the resistance of the water, so that even right there is like working your muscles. So I'm really enjoying it. Like the gym I joined is super clean, it's airy, there aren't too many people, and it doesn't smell at all. I like the fact that I have like a set routine, and I'm working together with a trainer who's like, you know, they're keeping me on track, and I can always go there and ask questions if I want to, you know, learn a new routine. Or I talked to my physiotherapist, and he says, you know, as long as you're not doing anything that hurts at the end of the day, like if you're working hard and you're noticing like my spine's really hurting, then obviously that's not good. But you know, as long as just your muscles are sore, that's fine. Like diet wise, I'm still kind of eating the same as I was before, you know, just healthy, not too many carbohydrates, and if I do have carbohydrates, I make sure they're complex carbs, you know, like whole grains or whatever. So let me know if you want to see it like an updated food diary or something like that. I can always film one of those. You kind of get an idea of what I'm eating. But yeah, I'm just feeling great. I'm loving the fact that I have like a routine again where I'm going every other day. You know, I guess what I'm trying to accomplish with this video is let you guys see, or let you guys know that even if you suffer a setback, and it might be, you know, it might be a small setback, but it might be something bigger, like it might be an injury, or it might be like a big emotional setback or whatever, that you can overcome it. And like, it doesn't matter if for a while, if you fall off the wagon, just get back on when you're ready, and make sure that your plan, whatever it is, either be your fitness routine or your nutrition, you have to make sure that it fits your lifestyle. If you have a setback, or if you have an obstacle, that doesn't have to necessarily stop you for good. Like in my case, it was something that took me out for 3 months, and it totally threw me for a loop there for a moment, and I was totally like down about it and not feeling like my best and everything. And now I'm just like starting to get back on it, and I know that this injury has long-term consequences, and it's something I'm gonna have to deal with like for the rest of my life. But that's not gonna stop me completely from following my, you know, my workout goals and whatever. It's always a struggle. Like, you know, if you're doing some kind of a huge change in your life, and you're improving your diet and you're improving your fitness, you're gonna have obstacles in your way at some point, and there's gonna be setbacks that you have. And I think that's normal. You know, it would be kind of unrealistic to expect that everything's going to be smooth sailing from beginning to end, because it's just, that doesn't happen. So you just have to, when you have an obstacle in your way, you have to find a way how to overcome it and have the motivation to get back on the wagon, you know, when you're ready, and find a way for it to suit your life. Like, as I said, you know, for me it was joining a gym with a pool, because I know that swimming is really good, or, you know, for other people it might be another solution. And I just want to encourage you guys to keep going, even if you got off the wagon for a while for whatever reason. Like, don't feel guilty about it. Just get back on and you know, keep going, because I tell you, like, you know, there's just no way that I want to go back to my old life, and there's no way that I want to look like that again. It's always worth it in the end. Once you've reached like some of your goals and, you know, you're feeling better about yourself, there's no other way that you can imagine living. So I just want to encourage you guys to keep going if you know, have some struggles, like as we all do. And yeah, that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this update, and I want to know what you guys are doing fitness wise. You can post that in the comments, what kind of struggles you've had that you've had to overcome and how you did that. And I don't know, I just think it would be really helpful for other people to read as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.